It is reported that during the 2016 presidential election, Russia hacked the Democratic National Convention with intentions to sway the vote towards Donald J. Trump. CNN says, quote, "The U.S. government publicly announced in October that it was confident Russia orchestrated the hacking of Democratic National Committee and other political organizations of the Democratic Party. Those hacks resulted in the public release of thousands of stolen emails, many of which included damaging revelations about the Democratic Party and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, the party's nominee. But intelligence agencies didn't go as far as suggesting the efforts were aimed at bolstering Trump's chances and hurting Clinton's. Then, earlier this month, the CIA announced to a group of top U.S. senators its latest finding. Russia's hacks were aimed at helping Trump."
Fox said, quote, "Over the summer, stolen emails from Democrats were posted by an online persona known as Guccifer 2.0, believed by the U.S. officials to be linked to Russia. Outrage over documents that appear to show favoritism for Hillary Clinton forced the DNC's chair, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, to resign." Close quote. Here we have real footage of the online persona known as Guccifer 2.0 that allegedly hacked the U.S. election.
God, I am invincible!
The U.S. official report said, quote, "Moscow's influence campaign followed a Russian messaging strategy that blends covert intelligence operations, such as cyber activity, with overt efforts by Russian government, state-funded media, third-party intermediaries, and paid social media users or trolls. Russia, like its Soviet predecessor, has a history of conducting covert influence campaigns focused on the U.S. Presidential elections that have used intelligence officers and agents in press placements to disparage candidates perceived as hostiles to the Kremlin." Close quote.
The issue of Russia hacking the election is 80% political and actually 20% factual. The reason is mostly political is because you would have to ask, would Trump have still won without it, and what did they really hack?
Issues. Okay, two things can be true at once. The Russians tried to hack the DNC in order to help Trump, and Trump would have won anyway. Okay, I think Trump would have won anyway, because the fact is that what actually stopped Trump, if you want to look at the news cycle, what actually hurt Trump was not the WikiLeaks particularly. What helped Trump was not the WikiLeaks particularly. It was the Comey investigation, which wasn't based on the WikiLeaks, remember. The Comey investigation was based on Hillary's email servers, and if she hadn't hidden the emails in the first place, it wouldn't have been an issue. And it was based on the fact that he found all sorts of Hillary emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop. Well, Anthony Weiner's laptop wasn't hacked by the Russians. So it really one didn't have anything to do with the other. Also, if you look at the polls, what you really see is that Hillary was wildly unpopular from the beginning of the election cycle, and she never was able to get out of that funk. She was never able to break out of that. It's not the Russians' fault that Hillary Clinton is the worst presidential candidate in the history of American politics. You can't blame that one on shirtless Vladimir Putin. That said,
so the aforementioned proposition is that Trump would have won the election anyway because of the distrust for Secretary Clinton due to the Comey investigations, which had nothing to do with the Russia hacking.
So, this being said, what would have happened if it was the Republican side that got hacked? Absolutely nothing, because the left side likes to control the media.
So because of the media's leftist agenda, if the hacking were flip-sided towards the Republicans, you probably would have never seen it in the news. Here is what former President Barack Obama had to say about the matter.
At a time when my primary concern was making sure that the integrity of the election process was not in any way damaged. At a time when anything that was said by me or anybody in the White House would immediately be seen through a partisan lens. I wanted to make sure that everybody understood we were playing this thing straight, that we weren't trying to advantage one side or another, but what we were trying to do is let people know that this had taken place. And so if you started seeing effects on the election, if you were trying to measure why this was happening and how you should consume the information that was being leaked, that you might want to take this into account.
Here was Trump's response to this.
Go home. Bye. Go home to mommy. Go home to mommy. Tell her to tuck you in bed.
Did you know that?
The ballots actually weren't tampered with, only the Democratic National Convention.
Now you know.
Would you like to see Russian cutaway gag?
Yeah, sure.
Here is Russian cutaway gag.
Какой дурак придумал бутерброд с трикоплазом для Мексарский? Они хулиганы! Они бездельники!